Hey guys, this is Zero here doing another tutorial. This time we're going to focus on audio. We're going to focus on recording, cleaning up audio, and making your audio sound really good. So I'm going at this point. A lot of this is going to depend on your microphone. Um, as you could probably tell with as this tutorial is going on, I have a lot of background noise. I'm downstairs in my basement. There's a what do you call it? A furnace running, doing my air conditioning, and I just have general background noise. Um, this will happen a lot of times to people when they want to record something, either whether it be commentary, whether it be narration for a review, or lines for a fan dub, or a parody or something. So this is a common problem I run into all the time. I've got too much background noise going on. So, and Windows is telling me to change the color scheme. I don't care. I hope this is still recording. Yeah, Windows does that when I'm recording and doing a bunch of stuff. So, the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at recordings. So right now I've got Audacity 1.2.6 open, and this is the version I use. The beta I haven't tried, but I heard it's just as good. Now the first thing I like to do when I'm recording is I like to turn my microphone's audio down to about 0.6 or 0.7, sometimes 0.8. Usually 0.7 is about good. Reason for this is so in case I won't be able to peak as much. So I turn that down. Also, I'm gonna move my mic just now. If you notice, my voice might have got a little quieter because I moved my mic away from my mouth and I've moved it to the side here. When I record lines, I record facing my monitor straight, and I have my mic to the right of me. You can have it to the left of you, whatever. The reason I do this is because if I'm right in front of the mic, I'm gonna get those puffs and that annoying stuff that people don't want when they're recording. Um, I have a pop filter which reduces that, but I don't like. I still like to move my mic to the side because I don't have a pro mic. I'm using a Rock Band mic, like I've said before, on a profile stand. We'll get into the mic stuff in another tutorial, but basically this tutorial is just to show you what to do when you're recording. So I've got Audacity open, and I want to record some lines. So let's say I want to do some lines for a character that's very quiet, because a lot of the time when I record my voice, it's really quiet. So we'll just do some random lines and be like, I'll just record just some random lines of me saying stuff. Alright, so here we go. This is me doing lines for a project. As you can see, the wavelength is really small, but when we get this into Vegas and to show you what's coming up next, that will change. So yeah, and I'll just stop talking so I leave some background noise. And stop. Now, as you can see, this wavelength is really small. So the first thing you want to do is, if your wavelength is small like this, you don't have to do this if you have like peaks going on all over the place. Like if your wavelengths are huge, you don't have to worry about this. What you do is you want to go to Effects and you want to go to Normalize. This will make it so that it boosts the audio. So if you play it back, which you won't be able to hear if I play it back, it'll be really loud. So now look at all this background noise, how big that is. So now I want to remove the background noise. So I just select this section, and I go to Effect, and I go to Noise Removal, and Get Noise Profile. Now, you usually want to listen to that before you remove it. But anyways, if you hold Control and A to select all, you go to Effect, and you go to Noise Removal, and you put this about 2, 3 down. I usually put it around 2. You can click Preview to listen to it back, but I'm not going to because I'm sure it sounds just fine. And then you click Remove Noise. And there, all the background noise has been removed. So now we want to save this, so I'm going to go ahead and export this just to my recordings folder, and I'm going to call it Audio Tutorial. And save. So now that that's been exported, I can go ahead and close Audacity. I don't want to save changes. And here's Vegas, by the way. So I've got my Vegas already open. So what I want to do is I want to go find that file. So I'm going to go to Zero Master, I'm going to go to my recordings, and I'm going to put in my audio tutorial audio, and there, it looks pretty standard. So what the first thing I want to do is on my audio track in Vegas is I want to hit this, the track FX, and this will bring up the track compressor. I use some settings. I call them soda compression because I got this from Soda. The reason I do this is because my mic isn't a pro mic, aka $100 mic. It doesn't have a compressor in it, so I do this all digitally. Even if the microphone has a compressor in it, you still might want to do this digitally, because what it basically does is it'll even out your audio more. So this will make it so that your audio is equal, so that one person's not too quiet and one person's not too loud. It will try and make them equalize. It's not perfect, but it works. I will leave a screenshot of how you do this in the description of the video, as well as I'll write it the settings. But basically, use these settings, and when you listen back to it, it'll be fine. The next thing you want to do for each line, after you make a cut, I'm just going to cut off the ends off of this. I'm not even listening to this, so I don't know how well it sounds, but I'm going to cut the ends off of this. I usually go 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of where I actually start talking. And I'm going to right-click and go to Properties on this. And what I'm going to click is Normalize. And like we did in Audacity, this does the same thing. This boosts the audio. But now with the compressor in Vegas, it'll even things out. So as you see, when I click Normalize, it tells you how many decibels it goes up by. This goes up by the gain on this through normalization is 3.9 decibels. Basically what that means is getting 3.9 decibels louder than it was before. If you don't know what a decibel is, you can just Google how to do it. It just means it's going to get louder. So I click OK, and it's louder. Now it's going through the compressor, and it's louder. So that's basically what I do with my audio when I do narration, commentary, lines for parodies or fan dubs, just to make my lines boosted out more. And this is a good practice to get into, especially if you have a huge thing of lines. You're just doing all your lines at once, and you think, well, I'm really quiet here, and then I'm yelling here. You cut around that, and you change it. So let me just show you another example. So let's say this is too loud here, and I just, this is one line, and this is another line. I just want this line. I'll cut this, and then I'll normalize it again. This is what I do for every line. I normalize every line separately. If you get into a habit of doing that, no one's going to be too quiet and no one's going to be too loud. I hope this tutorial helps. I'm hoping to get more tutorials out as I have time to record them. And just leave me a comment if you're having any trouble. Keep in mind, doing this method in Adobe Premiere, Pinnacle Studio, and Final Cut, it's all different in all these programs. This is just for Sony Vegas. So leave me a comment if you have any questions or concerns, and leave me a comment if there's anything else you guys want me to show you. Alright, again, this is Zero Master. Thanks for watching my tutorial.